feels like a former lifetime ago, but I was a professional swimmer that swam through to the 2008 Olympics. My main events were butterfly and freestyle, and I ended up swimming at the Olympics in the 4x200 freestyle relay that won an Olympic gold medal. My first part-time job whilst I was at uni came from going and speaking at a school event when I came home from the Olympics, and one of the teachers saw me speaking at the school event and said, "Wow, you're amazing at working with kids. Have you ever thought of doing and working within schools in learning support whilst you're studying?" And I hadn't, and it was an opportunity that I took with both hands, and it took me down this amazing career pathway of working with young people that I then travelled around Australia working in remote communities in health promotion, mental health, and now in an athlete wellbeing and engagement role. So I think it's really important to say yes, to try new things, even if you're not 100% sure where that's going to take you. It could take you down a pathway that you never expected.
Yeah, I lived the professional footballer's life for probably coming on 13 odd years. I played football since I was 6 years old and went on to play for the Matildas. Probably peaked a little bit too soon there. They're so popular now, but it's amazing to see. But I was always one of those great athletes that knew that education was really important, and I was always thinking about what life after sport was going to be. Football can be one of those sports where everything can be over in one tackle. So I studied exercise science on the side, and then I actually went on to spend 10 years in medtech. So I was really lucky to get an opportunity in that. I was lucky to be exposed to that as a career opportunity. Absolutely loved it. I'd had 7 knee operations myself, so to then be on the forefront of medical technology inside the operating theatres was incredible. So I spent 10 years doing that. For me, I think it's something they should be thinking about all the time, even when they're just emerging as talented athletes. I do think that level of balance, even that level of balance mentally for them to be able to think about what else is going on, can actually help them perform better at their sports. I think it's also really important for athletes to be very curious about what kind of roles are out there for them. There's so many different corporate avenues that you can take, and there's so much to learn. So it's something I think they should be thinking about probably from the start. Would you say the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that in inductions, it's something that we need to be talking to our athletes about, that this sporting journey is an amazing journey, and it takes really special people to have these big sporting dreams, but it won't last forever. There's very, very few athletes that will continue being an athlete for their whole life, and that's an exciting thing to think about, because there are so many transferable skills you can build in your athletic career that then you can use again, that you can dream twice, that you can put in play again in another avenue.
I think that the key message there is be curious, get exposure to lots of different things, even if it is back in the same sport that you've grown and loved, that you've spent so much time in. It's still great to learn different types of roles, from admin to marketing to sales to all these different concepts. I think be curious and ask lots of questions. It's great advice.
Their high performance skills that athletes build can be transferred to any area, and it's really about the athlete aligning with their own values and their own interests. That's what sport gives you. It gives you those transferable skills, and it enables you to have a safe space to build skills, and so then you can pick them up and try them in a different area.
Yeah, I think you touched on that. Some of the traits of athletes, they're incredibly self-driven, and in fact they're almost always their biggest critics. I think when you're playing sport, I know what my strengths are, I know what my weaknesses are. Athletes are really great communicators. They're very good at articulating and asking for feedback, which doesn't come naturally to most people, which you realise once you get out of that sport bubble. Being curious, understanding what different types of roles take, and then you'll be able to apply your strengths to that. So I think it's a lot broader than we think, the industries that suit athletes. Yeah, PeopleIN are very excited to partner with the QAS and the Dream Twice program. Obviously, we've got Brisbane 32 coming up, so giving back to the sporting community and harnessing athletes' talents is really important and at the core of what PeopleIN do. PeopleIN are a Brisbane-based ASX-listed company. They're Australia's largest workforce management company as well, and they're very passionate about giving back to the community. So amongst that brands of businesses that we specialise in, there's over 20 brands, from blue collar to white collar, healthcare, professional services, engineering. The roles and opportunities are enormous. So you'll get exposure to over 20 businesses, all looking for workers all across the country as well. So it's a fantastic partnership.